Hey everybody, this is Ebony and welcome to EMMFASHION. Alright guys, so today's going to be a quick get ready with me because when I tell you I ain't got time, I ain't got time. Today, my husband and I are doing a promo shoot for a tour that we are organizing next year. It's a spirituals tour. You'll find out the rest of the information probably on my Instagram, but that's why I'm rushing. Alright y'all, since I ain't got no time, let's start. So I'm going to start priming with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. So a couple of weeks ago, I had made a Get Ready With Me video regarding Brandless and the shift of the company and how I felt about it. But that recording ended up not working out. It was like really glitchy and just stopped in the middle, so it was like ruined. So the last video you got was me winning the giveaway with Sea Rose Go, Copper and Rise, and Ally Shoes. Now I'm using the Ulta Face Sculpting Color Stick. It's not going to sculpt anything on my face, but I'm using it as a concealer because I usually use my NARS concealer, but that one's matte, and the foundation I'm using is matte, and it's just too much matte. This is in the color Deep Cool, by the way. Long story short, their entire business model changed. The entirety of the business and what it stood for changed. I was not happy about it. A lot of people aren't happy about it. I had all of these like comments and stuff that people were complaining about the new changes because Brandless used to be affordable and used to sell affordable organic foods and blah blah blah, pantry foods at least, and now they're like super expensive and trying to sell like wellness and health or whatever the heck they said that they were doing. So now they have like CBD oil stuff and blah blah blah, stuff nobody asked for really, and it costs $1 million, like luggage and all of that. So anyway, I did a whole video on that and it didn't pan through, and now long story short, I don't mess with Brandless and neither should you. When I did my Brandless skincare video, they reached out and said they wanted to work with me, which I'll put the DMs up, and they saw my video, and I guess they saw the end where I said this stuff is good at the current price point, you know, as long as they stay at the current price point. And was like, nah, right? Because that was right before they started doing the new skincare collection and was starting to raise the prices. So I hit them up later and was like, hey, still interested after I saw everybody did the launch for the skincare stuff. And they're like, oh, the launch is passed, but next time. I'm like, okay. So not only has the business practice changed and they don't care, but they're also shady. Next thing I'm doing is I'm priming my eyes with the NYX Proof It eyeshadow primer. After that video went through, I was like, what the heck am I going to talk about? And then luckily, I won the giveaway, my recent giveaway, and that gave me something to talk about and something to show you guys if you're interested in trying either of those brands. What I can tell you is I had already been scoping out the leather coat that I got for Sea Rose Go, and I have been wearing that bad boy every single day since I got it, like no cap. Next, I'm going in with my Jackie palette, obviously, and I'm gonna go in my crease with the color Ginger as a transition shade. So I had a really good time doing the giveaway video again, as well as my latest eShakti haul try on. And I got my shoes that I actually ordered from Ally like right after I came back from Houston. So like I recorded that video, I went to Houston like a week after that or a couple of days after that, and I really enjoyed being back home. I was only there for like 8 days, and that was nerve-wracking and stressful because I had to see our entire family in 8 days and give them time to actually spend with us. So that was a lot. But other than that, I enjoyed my time. Came back and my shoes was at the door. They look super cute. and I put them on my Instagram. I'll put a picture up, and they were super comfortable. I wore them to work, and I was like, these are that girl. Next, I'm going in with credit. I'm doing a basic glam today. Basic, with the red lip, because it's holiday. You know the drill. I'm just darkening up my crease a little bit, by the way, with credit. Since I came back, I've been working and grinding ever since. We just did Christmas Eve and Christmas services. Both my husband and I are opera singers, if you didn't know. And we worked like from 12 p.m. on Christmas Eve until 2 a.m. Christmas morning. Then had a morning service on Christmas starting at 9:45, and then we were finally done at 1 p.m. on Christmas. Like, it was rough. And we both have our own church jobs, so it's like we were ripping and running for each of our jobs and taking turns dropping each other off because we only have one car. We were dead tired, but you know what did happen? The bag. The bag happened. The bag was secured, and we lived to see another day. Alright, y'all, now I'm going to pretend like I can cut a crease with my ColourPop concealer. I think it's No Filter in Dark 46. I mean, y'all, I don't advocate using expired makeup, but when you use makeup as inconsistent as I do, it takes me about 14 years to finish any product of makeup. Now, some people want me to like talk about my life a little bit more and how I'm doing. So I guess I'll do that today while I still have time. But it's not very exciting. I'm working a lot, which is good. Not just teaching, but I'm singing a little more consistently. I'm actually singing a lot more consistently than I ever did in Jersey, which is nice, and I'm enjoying that. Like, not only church stuff, but we have gigs coming up, not including like our own tour that we're doing, so that's awesome. So now I'm gonna go on the lid with Soleil. Oh, I pointed to Zam. Soleil. So as far as like which place I like living better, it's definitely Chicago over anywhere in Jersey. Like, didn't realize my little curl came out. Lord have mercy. I have to say though, the one thing I do like about Jersey over, or I say specifically in Hasbrook Heights, like, I'm gonna keep saying Jersey, the state, versus Chicago, the city, but one thing I liked about Jersey over Chicago is that Chicago is very dreary. Like, even when it's not raining or super cold, it's on the darker side. And I didn't think that was gonna affect me as much as it did when moving here, because in Jersey, I would have the windows up and generally it's pretty sunny. You know, even on like the winter days and stuff like that, it's not too dreary, which is fine with me, right? And I didn't realize how much that change would affect my mood. You know, I was getting depressed in Chicago at a much faster rate than in any place I've ever stayed at. Like, I thought it was end of the world and I'd only been living in Chicago for like a month. Versus anywhere else, like in Jersey, we were doing terribly. Like, we weren't doing that great. And we were racking up debt and so on and so forth. But I was a lot more optimistic. It took me a lot more time to get down in the dumps because it was generally sunny. And that apparently affects me. And I would never know that that affects me because I grew up in Texas, which is sunny most of the doggone year, every year. And then moved to Vegas, which I stayed there for 4 years, for almost 5 years of my life. and it's never really dreary there either. So I never really knew that that change of pace and scenery would affect me as much as it did. Now I'm going back into ginger to clean up around that crease. That's the only thing I would say that really surprised me when moving here, because I had never been to Chicago besides when we went for Chris's audition, and it was like winter turning into spring-ish, so it was a bit dreary, but I thought because of the weather it was like that. But no, we came in like September, like the very 1st of September, coming off of August, and it was dreary.com. And I was like, what is going on here? Why does it look like a funeral every single day? Like, I had likened it to like Washington DC. And you know, it was just rough. It was rough for me to kind of like sit in here and deal with that. I'm gonna finish the eyes later. I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I'm using my summer shade because I don't have a winter shade on me. I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in Deep Rich. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this with my Black Radiance BB cream so it's not so dark and matte. Mixing in my Black Radiance BB cream in Honey Amber. Like, I'm trying to look beat, but I'm also not trying to look like I'm kicked on either. So yeah, that was a strange thing that affected me that I didn't realize would, because I had not lived in a climate like this. But I'm slowly getting over it, kind of. I also struggled with seeing if I could go back to like a regular 9 to 5. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I can go to a 9 to 5, right? So I was applying to like a ton of 9 to 5s here, but they were specifically in administration, which I have experience in and am good at, right? Could not get a job like that to save my life. I've been trying to get administrative experience for the last 2 years as work, and it has not been the cards for me. And you know, both my husband and my roommate are like, well, why don't you try, you know, why don't you go back to retail, fast food, blah blah blah, you know, just for now. And in my head I was like, I don't think I can do that. First of all, my body's not used to doing that anymore. I'm already miserable here. I don't really want to make it worse. And on top of that, I just felt like both my husband and my roommate could easily get jobs in whatever field they wanted to get into. And so they had options and made the choice to do the work that they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it, and was able to have flexible schedules and so on and so forth. And I feel like I deserve the same type of opportunity to find me work that left me a flexible enough schedule to, you know, sing and not be at the beck and call of someone. Now, I knew it would be harder for me to get a job. I don't have the same amount of options because, you know, I'm big, I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm dark skinned, like, and a lot of people like to pretend like those things don't play factors, but they do. Because ultimately, when you're not conventionally attractive, you know, people don't really want to take any chances on you or to see you every day at work, to be honest. Those things matter, but I wanted to fight to find work that would sustain me, that would help me propel into the type of career that I wanted to have. Okay, going back with the ColourPop Dark 46 to highlights. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to give, well, I wanted to be able to be given the time and grace to find work like that for myself. because in the meantime I was driving for DoorDash, and still am to a certain extent, but now I have enough students to where I don't really have to drive nearly as much as I used to, and the work that I do gives me the flexibility to audition and perform and sing. So that's what I always wanted. As males in the industry, guys get a lot of options and grace and money to be in the same field that I'm in. And since I was living with two males, I felt that they should understand that I don't have that same grace and money and opportunity to get what I want right out the bat. So I had, I had needed them to understand that it was going to take me longer to get to where they were financially anyway. But now I'm getting students at the wazoo, and it happened even sooner than it did in Jersey, so that's cool. And in Vegas. Like, when I tell you it took me 14 years to get students in Vegas, like 14 years. It took forever. And that was rough because I had been working at Nordstrom. I had worked at UNLV while I was a student there. And I was working at CCSD at one point, or the school district, as a sub. And when I tell you I will never be a sub ever again, I would have to die tomorrow to sub for a day. And that's one thing about me is, like, once I get to a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore, I'm not gonna keep doing it or keep putting myself in it. Like, if I already feel bad, why would I want to make myself feel worse? Like, that's silly. Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, I was doing all that. It took me forever to get students. And literally a couple of months before Chris and I decided we were going to move to New Jersey, all of a sudden I was getting this opportunity to get students. And I got like 1 billion students and was like doing recitals and all of that. And I'm like, where was this when I had been here for 1 billion years? And it's not like I didn't apply to places to become a teacher. But, it was because someone I knew was leaving. And we weren't even close. Like, we're acquaintances. Nobody answered her when she was like, does somebody want to take my job? And I was the first person to answer her. And that's how I got the job. Which shows you that qualifications hardly matter. It's really about, do you know someone? Can someone get you in the door? Now I'm going to set those places that I put concealer to highlight with the Mercier translucent powder in Deep. So yeah, it's been an experience moving from place to place and getting my bearings every single place. But I'm in a happier place right now. It's a bit sunny today, and I'm excited to do our promo photos. And I'm excited for the tour. I hope it pans out the way that I'm organizing it to, but I'll just be happy to have us, moving around, singing, without having to deal with any additional institution kind of getting in the way. Alright guys, we're going back to the eyes. I'm going to go to Ginger again and go on my bottom lash line. Oh, okay. Shout out to Jackie's palette with this non-existent fallout. Like, I haven't had to clean up. Now granted, I put on my foundation last, but I haven't really had to worry about any fallout. And I'm doing my bottom lash line, like smoking it out. No issues. Shout out to you. Now I'm going back into Credit to smoke it out some more. But for those who wanted to know how my life was in Chicago so far, there you go. I'm working. I'm putting things in motion. I'm in the process of learning how to grant write to get us some grants for our tour and like future tours and so on and so forth. Our business, to grow our business as far as like teaching private lessons and all of that. So I have both Chris and myself in the process of learning how to do that so we can tag team it and so we can get this money. I mean, why not? Now I'm gonna put on this Wet n Wild Mega Volume mascara. I mean, no shade, but I have, like, one of my best friends is like, I like to wear drugstore mascara because, you know, it's the same thing. Like, one of my best friends and my other friend both said that, right? But I still have yet to find a mascara that does my lashes right. Like the Ico Rock Out, Lash Out, whatever it's called. And that mascara is like $38. But I would pay $38 every single time. Like, now that I've been trying out other mascaras, and like Jackie said, like, I have long lashes, but not every mascara works out for your lashes. Like, some of them be making them look trash. And I was supposed to put on lashes today, but forgot to get lash glue ahead of time. So, no lashes, just my good old natural lashes. Alright guys, I'm going in with Zam in the inner corner highlight. And that'll be it for my eyes. But tell me what you think about living in pretty much anything I said today, like living in dreary climates and how that affects your mood, your mental health. Tell me your experiences with finding work, your experiences with having to adjust to a whole new city, you know, like cross-country moves and things like that. Or even not even cross-country, like even moving from one city to the next in the same state. Like, how do you deal? How do you feel about that? If you've never moved and thought about it, what's like keeping you from actually taking the plunge? I'd like to hear all of that. Alright y'all, last couple steps. So we about to put on this blush. This is the Ulta Lip and Cheek Color Stick in Mauves. I typically put on a lot of this because it's gonna sheer out a bit. Oh, my mama just texted me telling me she sent me some scarves and our jackets. Shout out to you, mama. You know what's crazy? Global warming. Like, right now, it's like in the 40s right now, but like this last couple of days it's been like the 40s and 50s in December in Chicago. What is going on? Like, people are like, watch out, you know, it's a windy city. Well, it is a windy city generally, but lately there's no wind, there's no snow, there's no cold. Like, this is straight up fall weather. I'm not mad, but I'm also mad. Now I'm going to highlight my face with Soleil from the Jackiana palette. But yeah, I think that's crazy. Like, what the heck? Alright y'all, let me put on this lip and spray down so I can give y'all this final look. I'm going with the Lip Bar Straight Face Liner. And now I'm going in with the Lip Bar Hot Mess Liquid Lipstick. Now I'm finished getting ready so you can see the final look. Actually, let me spray down a bit with the All Nighter Urban Decay spray before I forget. Alright guys, here's the finished look. Just a basic holiday glam. And that's the look that I'm going for the photo shoot. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you cared about everything I said today. If you didn't, that's fine. If you just cared about the makeup part, that's fine too. But let me know what you think about how I did. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias. Don't forget to share this video, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.